Guys, Coach will open. We'll get your questions. Raise your hand to the mic.
Yeah, just start by saying I'm really proud of our team. I thought they've had an excellent camp. Came out relatively healthy in perspective of overall camp while still being physical, getting the same number of yardage as the past 3 camps, but adding some elements to try to make it more difficult. Thought there was a lot of growth in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. Thought guys that we anticipated to make a jump have made that jump, and now it's about honing in on the upcoming opponents. Need to announce that Ahmad is working his rear end off. He's doing everything we can ask him to do, but just not going to be able to be ready for that first game. We're going to do the very best by him and his team, and our medical team just feel like right now it's in his best interest to hold off. So I want to make sure that I get that out there to the fans now, so there's no false hope there, and hopefully we can get that. He can keep working and try to get back as soon as possible. Really don't have a timetable on that. It's up to his body and his response, and I know he's doing everything he can. As far as tonight went, we broke it up into 4 quarters, and thought the offense came out well early. We kind of mixed up some of the different groups going against each other, but I thought the offense came out, had 2 opening touchdown drives, which was good. Defense forced an interception, and the one defense forced an interception in their second drive, which was good. Blake Craig was 4 for 5 on field goals. His only miss was a 53-yarder, and everything else was outside of 35, so that was good to see. With that, I guess I'll open up for questions.
Mr. Hoff.
Yeah, Coach, just with Ahmad going back to SEC Media Days, when he said he was medically cleared and that was his first day back, can you just clarify what you meant at that point by him being medically cleared?
Yeah, medically cleared means he was medically cleared to start rehab and to get back into it, but not medically cleared to practice. And so we're on a return-to-play protocol. We went a 5-week training block to see where his body was, where his speed metrics were, where his response time metrics were, where his lateral metrics were. Football is not a game where if you're a step slower or not to the speed that you were before, people are trying to hit you at full speed. And so, especially when you carry the ball. And so, until he's back to what he needs to be to protect himself, then we have to do the best that we can. So medically cleared means there was no more reason that he could not work out. Prior to SEC Media Days, he had not lifted. He had not, he could barely have weight bearing on his right side or his left side. So that's what that meant.
Eli, you've touched on it a little bit, but what do you like just about how he's kind of approached this whole process? And on the other side of it, too, Jamal, just the way he's approached this campus.
Yeah, I mean, Ahmad's been here every day, worked really hard, facing the adversity of not responding the way he wants to. He wishes it was ready to go yesterday, which we all do, but, still staying positive and attacking it. Jamal's been phenomenal, was voted a captain by his teammates yesterday, and I think he's responded the right way and's had an excellent camp.
Cody.
You'd mentioned just everybody else being relatively healthy. We had seen, I think, Dante Simpson being limited throughout camp, and then I think we also saw Hoffman and Brady at some point leave camp.
Brady. Jabari.
You have updates on any of those guys? Yeah,
I can give you one. Dante Simpson had a medical condition that prevented him from practicing until about the 11th of August, and then he was in a return-to-play protocol. He's been totally cleared. He's ready to go. He took every rep tonight that he was supposed to take. Gavin Hoffman kind of nicked up a hamstring. It was a grade 1 strain. We anticipate by Monday he'll be back to full speed. Jabari hyperextended his knee, had a little bit of a bone bruise, is back recovering in rehab. I don't know if it'll be Monday, but I anticipate by the end of the week he'll be back in. And then really the only other injury was Braylon Ellison had the injury on the first Wednesday. But his rehab's going well. I don't know if he'll be back this week, but I anticipate by the first game he would be close.
Cal?
There was sort of one more on Ahmad. There was a tweet from Pete Thamel, I guess, while you guys were scrimmaging, saying that the team was targeting a mid-September return for Ahmad. Is that accurate? Is that something that you could see as a possibility for him?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know who this Thamel guy that you're talking about is, but I think it's Thamel, but maybe it is Thamel. Yeah. Yep. What did he say?
The team was targeting a mid-September.
Mid-September. Yeah. I mean, I'm targeting as soon as possible. I just know that right now, we needed a full 2-week ramp-up period of practice before we would have allowed him to play in a game, and that time frame has passed. So, does that mean mid-September? I don't know. Does it mean mid-October? I don't know. I need a 2-week, fully invested, being able to practice at full speed before we would consider playing him in a game, and I'm not there yet. So,
Questions?
Coach, do you think there's something you could point to as you think you've learned about your team that you didn't know before you entered fall camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things I didn't know coming into the camp. I didn't know defensively where we were going to be at as far as run-stopping ability and creating pressure in the pass game. I think Darius Smith and Hopkins have really established themselves as being able to rush the passer. I think Langdon Kitchen's done an excellent job in being a field in and being a pass rush guy. I think Marquise Graciel and Jalen Marshall are two big physical guys. Been great to get Sterling Webb back. Jason Dow's had an excellent camp. Dante's going to be a pass rushing ability from the inside for us. Robert Woodyard's playing some really fast downhill football right now at the Mike linebacker position. I think Chris Graves had an interception tonight. Sione's length is really a challenge for us to throw the ball. I've been really impressed with him at corner. I think Jaleel Florence had an Kinsley and Jaleel had an interception tonight too. So, I've been impressed with the way those guys have played offensively. Just seeing the offensive line really come together. Austin had a couple of really big-time throws tonight, which was good to see, pushing the ball down the field. So, yeah, I think all those things were kind of questions that have been answered for us.
Right over here, Coach.
Coach, in your opening statement, you said that there were a few players who you expected to make a jump during fall camp, and you saw that happen. Yeah. Could you say who were those players, and what is it that you liked about them during fall camp?
Yeah, Donovan Alubade is a guy that we expected to make a jump and continues to impress as a receiver who can play every down and add more to his game than just back shoulders. We wanted to see Austin Simmons make a jump, from the spring and understanding of the offense and spreading the ball around. I think tonight was his best scrimmage opportunity that he's had, and I thought he played really well. I think about Whit Hafer and Jack Lang, both those guys at the tackle positions have done an excellent job. And I kind of already highlighted the defensive guys, but Darius Smith and Hopkins have just really been really good at the edge position for us, and the corners have done a really good job.
2 more. We'll start right there.
Coach, have you seen some progress with tight end position, getting them the ball down the field at all during the fall?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some really good plays. I think Brett had about a 45-yard catch tonight that was really good to see, and had a 50-yarder last week on the scrimmage game. So it's good to see the ball in the air a little bit further down the field. And tonight was a seam ball that had to get elevated, and he went up and made a big-time catch with his catch radius. Had to elevate it over a safety that was down in cover 3, so that was good to see for sure. Yep.
Finish up here.
You mentioned the jump that you wanted to see with Austin. What do you feel like the biggest jump he made was from that first scrimmage where you said he was learning from his mistakes to this one that you feel like was his best?
Yeah, I thought tonight was just he started really fast. I mean, first drive, I think he was no incompletions and threw about a 35, maybe a 40-yard touchdown to Caleb Goody down the middle of the field, which was awesome. Came back next drive, threw a back shoulder to Donovan for a touchdown, which was really good. We trailed a little bit after that. Didn't quite have the same attention to detail with the entire offense. Had a couple of false starts that hampered some drives, but overall, I thought he did a nice job of just learning his teammates, knowing the football, knowing the situations, being comfortable within the offense, understanding checks, and maneuvering the offense the way we need to. Now it's really about refining for game plans and getting specific and being able to execute at a high level.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you, MIZ.